Hello, one. It's Captain Origami's one here, and looking forward to this one on Microsoft Flight Simulator on FS Economy today. So should add some more interesting scenarios to the simulator. So the plan is to fly from Brussels to Liege, and then oh god, oh yeah, and then Rotterdam. I forgot where I was going then. Yeah, so that's the plan. We're in a Cessna 172, and actually there's a plane about to take off. Let's have a look at that, shall we? Because that plane taking off does look cool. I'll lit up that atmospheric sounds as well. There you go. It's the TAR 789. Don't know what airline it is, but there you go. It's taking off. And then Ryanair is about to take off, so we'll wait for them to leave, shall we, before we think about doing anything, because we don't want to crash. Oh great, there's another Ryanair. Yeah, we're definitely going to crash if we're not careful. Anyway, we'll go back to the plane. So here's the plane that will be flying on FS Economy. So it's a Cessna 172. It's got one pilot seat, three passenger seats, and it doesn't go very fast. But yeah, it'll be good fun. So if we get into the plane, if I can remember how to do that. No, it wasn't that button. How do you get into the? No, it was that. There we go. Forgot how to change camera view there. Oh, we won't talk about that. So yeah, we'll get the plane set up. So turn the batteries on, and the avionics. Would be good to see some screens and get them working. And we'll turn on the second screen there. So yeah, you can see my route that we took, which was direct to Brussels, which is where we are. Next one will be from Brussels to Liege, so that will be Echo Bravo Lima Golf.
TAWS system test. Okay.
And it's just doing a self-test there. So yeah, we're staying in Belgium, so we should be able to do Echo Bravo Lima. And then we'll just change that A to a G. And it's Liege, there we go. Enter that, activate. So we've got our route set, which... There we go. Took a moment to update on the second screen. So we're heading down there, and then we'll be heading over to Rotterdam from there, which is heading north. So a bit of a diversion, but who cares? Good fun. Right, we'll recontact ATIS, we'll get the altimeter and some other information that we need. And then we'll go from there, because we're going to need some information about where we're going. Well, not where we're going, but about the weather and what it's doing. And also that Ryan is flying at 1,400 feet and slowly climbing. And it's not even along the runway. I don't know what that plane's intentions are, but it certainly is crashing, I think. So if we can do ATIS.
Brussels Airport information, Yankee 1600 Zulu. Wind 068 at 15. Visibility, tree. Sky condition, clear. Temperature, tree 1. Dew point, 10. Altimeter, tree 0.00. ILS runway 01 in use. Landing and departing runway 01. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact. You have Yankee.
Okay, so we have Yankee. The altimeter is 3000. Is the easiest way for me to remember that. And we're departing on runway 01. We did get the wind directions and all that, but I wasn't too worried about that. Just wanted mostly the altimeter. The temperature seemed quite warm at 31 degrees. I mean, that's totally believable. And as far as the plane's concerned, it is pretty much ready to go. We'll just get the engine on and the exterior lights on to let people know we're starting, and we're good to go. Just turn the nav light on, beacon, fuel pump. We'll put the mixture into not quite full rich. We'll just put it onto there, and we'll start the engine. Engine started. We'll put it on full rich now. Ready for takeoff, and we'll put the alternator on. Removes all the warnings from the screen now, and we'll get ready to taxi towards runway 01. Let me just turn that back a bit so you can definitely still hear me. Don't let it overpowering me too much. So let's just see if we can get Navigraph to work. Oh, that's amazing, isn't it? Let's okay. I'll quickly just do that quickly then. Got to sign in on here as well. Okay. What was it? Intercodes R2 RS WXI. Isn't that supposed to be the weather? Right, anyway, let's just approve it. And there we go. Right. That is not the flight we're doing. Unload. We just want the chart. I'll expand it so you can see this. So what we'll do is we'll search for Brussels. And that's us. Open charts list. We want to go to taxi. I want to scroll down until we find airport. And there's the airport diagram. We'll hide the charts list there. So we want to take off from runway 01, so let's find that. So set down there. So that's where all the planes were taking off from, as I thought, but that's where we're heading to. So what I'll do is I'll move that down a bit. I think the chart window might be a bit too small. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. More MSFS bugs. Oh, there we go. I think I'll just leave that alone for a minute. I just want to leave that in fact. Can I make it any smaller? We can. Do that. And then what we'll do is once that's readjusted itself, we'll then start taxiing out towards the runway. So let's get the taxi light on then. And we're good to go. Right, okay. We'll start taxiing. I don't think that chart's going to work, is it? I know roughly where we're going. There we go. We're starting to move now. Oh, the internet's being slow. You picked it up. Hate it when the internet's being slow. So annoying. Right, anyway, we'll join this taxiway here. I think I'm going a little bit too quick there. So yeah, what we'll do is we'll go to runway 01. Line ourselves up. We've got the altimeter set. The... Oh. Yeah, I just wanted a...
Clearance delivery City Jet 159er for IFR to Castrop ready to copy. City Jet 159er 4 is cleared to Castrop Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 01 climb and maintain 9,000 feet. Departure frequency is 118.255 squawk 7171.
Yeah, we probably won't be using ATC on this flight. What? Because,
City Jet 159er 4 cleared to Castrop Airport as filed.
I'm going to change
Takeoff runway
frequency.
01 climb and maintain 9,000 feet. Departure on 126.63 squawk 7171. City Jet 159er 4 readback is correct.
That's better. Don't want to say anything too soon, just in case that was the 80s frequency, in which case I've been worse. Oh, is it right there? Oh, yes it is. In fact, no it isn't. No it isn't. I've forgotten what type of plane I am. I'm a Cessna. Which means I'll put the strobe light on. We'll put the landing light on. Ready for takeoff. Get a few more revs on the engine. The only thing we didn't check before we started departing was our trim, which is now set to take off. Don't know. Hopefully a good sneak peek. That's all on my... No. I really thought I had a plane crashing into me then. Is that plane in... Oh, great, we've got a plane in front of us. Really? Okay. Why has it just stopped? I don't know why it's just stopped there. Anyway, we'll continue taking off. Okay, and we're up. Trim back slightly so I can just... There we go. And the plane will do what it wants to do for a minute. View of Brussels down there. And there. And I've forgotten to start FS Economy, haven't I? Excellent one. Oh no. That was the whole idea. And I've forgotten to start a flight on there. Well done, I'm a noob. Right, let's turn around and head back. What I'll do is I'll stop on the runway and then we'll just do a takeoff again. Basically what you got to see is me doing extra takeoff. So try and look out the window. The problem is the wing blocks the view of the runway. So I'm just going to try and level off the wings slightly. Yeah, okay, it's there. I'll just enter that roll a bit more. Bring it around for a moment. We've got a runway off in front of us, but it's not active. Or it shouldn't be active. Based on what AT's told us. Try and level off. Don't want to go too high. About 1,000 feet. Oh, that is random. I mean, My brain's had that bug on Train Smell too, where I opened the wrong set of doors, but I've never heard that on SCR. Right, anyway, where's runway 01? It is over there. Okay. We'll start a turn. This isn't going to be the correct way to do an approach. Bring in the flaps through in the white arcs, we can do that. Yeah, this is what we call yeah, this is not, there's this thing that pilots refer to as what's called short final, but this is definitely not short final because we're not even going to be able to do our final leg
500.
at all. It's going to be turn the corner and land. In fact, we might be a bit too high because that's the touchdown zone there. Pull the throttle. Just pull the throttle out. I'm actually going to lean the mixture slightly. Yeah, that plane's still on the runway. I'm glad we didn't wait for it, because otherwise we'll still be waiting. Right, so what we'll do is stop on the runway and then we'll start FS economy, because that was a bit of a silly mistake. Right, let's try that again. Parking brake set. Right, we're all good. Ignore... I'm sorry about that. Oh, right, so... What features gaming mentioned a bug on SCR? Oh, the plane's now decided to... Well, a bit late now. Oh, it's disappeared. Wow. Microsoft Flight Simulator, I've got something to tell you. Your game's buggy. But I think that's one of the bugs they're prefixing in there. They're fixing in Sim Update 11. I'm not sure. Is it Sim Update? Is it Sim Update 10? I don't know. I've lost track of it. Yeah, one of the moderators probably kicked the AI from the game. Oh, sorry, this isn't Roblox, is it? Right. Anyway, what we'll do is we'll stick the. We'll click the heading bug. We'll do autopilot. We'll get it to follow heading, and we'll do a vertical speed of 500 feet, roughly. That vertical speed's way too high, so bring that down. Yeah, that's basically the whole purpose of game development, is to design bugs. I mean, they're not going to get rid of all the bugs. Oh, I forgot to retract the flaps. I knew something didn't seem right with the amount of drag I had there. Having to go to 200 feet per minute. There we go. We're now climbing. And once I notice start slowing off a bit, I'll increase this vertical speed to 2,000. Not 2,000 feet per minute. Sorry, it's not a A320 Neo, which can easily do that. In fact, it'll probably do more than that, to be honest. Anyway, we're now above 500 feet. We'll put it onto nav, and it will now turn to follow the GPS. But yeah, SCR is definitely going to have another bug once the... Well, not definitely, but they're likely to. It's just one of the downsides to game development is that when they fix something and they bring out a new feature, normally that new feature brings out another bug somewhere because something doesn't like it. And even though I do all this testing and stuff, things get missed. But anyway, we're doing 500 feet per minute now, which is what we want to be doing. And we'll go up to about 2,500 feet, which will be our which will be our cruise altitude for this flight. So there's Brussels, just down there to our right. And we're now flying. What we'll do now is, now we've departed, we'll turn our taxi in that off, and the fuel pump can come off. Nice, we're in the air. I think with 1.10, it might be this month or next month. It was in November, then that would be shocking. Like when 1.0 was nearly 1 week after my birthday. Oh, okay. Yeah, to be honest, I do release their updates quite often, so it's quite likely that they could do it this month. Considering it seems to be an airport area upgrades and they've done everything, all the current stations in the airport, so the only thing I could think of is they might be introducing a couple of new stations. They've already announced one new station in a sneak peek. I don't know if they've got any more stations to be announced or not. I'm not a developer, but I don't know what their plans are, so I can't see there being many more pieces to make. Seems to be trains and station overhauls that seems to be making the sneak peeks more than anything else. They might have more trains actually as well. They're doing an update. I was too... okay. Might have missed one then. Which I do occasionally. But, yeah, there's probably a few new trains. Potentially. But I'm only speculating, unless there has been announced new trains. But... anyway, we've climbed up quite a bit now. All the scenery down there. The frame rate being quite low. I do apologise about that. Oh right, okay. So we've got 2 new trains, so I'm guessing they're going to be for Airlink. Based on the fact it's an airport upgrade, 1.10, but yeah. To be honest, I've not been paying attention to all the sneak peeks, I've only really noticed the station ones. It is for Airlink. Other big news, moving away from Roblox, is that Train Sim Worlds as a franchise is getting an upgrade to Train Sim World 3. Don't know if I'm going to get it yet or not, but like what they're calling the tunnel bloom effect, where you're when you go through a tunnel and you can see this light at the end of the tunnel, you can't really see, and then once you leave the tunnel, you have that moment where your eyes have to adjust from the darkness to the light, so you get this sort of white out effect. But when you're in a tunnel, your eyes are adjusted to the tunnel, so you can see things in the tunnel, which I think is pretty cool. I think that'll work really well. Because I noticed in Trains World 2 that if you're on the Bakerloo line, you can't see the wires and stuff on the outside of the tunnel, because when you're on a train and on the actual London Underground, you can see those cables from the coaches that run along the wall, but you can't see those in Trains World 2 unless you're a driver with your headlights on. But yeah, just made the entire tunnel just look completely pitch black. Even though what would happen is the light from the train would reflect on the tunnel and you'd be able to see the tunnel. So hopefully with a new lighting update in Train Spot 3, that might be better. As well as the fact they're adding sparks and wow. I mean, it is like 1972 or 1970. No. No. Yes, no. Yes. Yes, it is 1972 stock, I think. The sounds are amazing. It's one thing that made me want to get Train Smart 2 was that. And I thought I'd buy a bundle so I get the East Coastway route with it. So I paid a little bit extra and I got the East Coastway route with it. What else? Oh yeah, so South Eastern High Speed's getting an expansion over. So the high speed line, or the HS1 route, will go. It's they've extended it from Ebbsfleet International to Ashford International, and there's a depot there as well, which I'm really pleased about. So, but that's third rail in that depot. So you have to change at Ashford. You have to change your pantograph down and put your third rail on to go into the depot, which I think is pretty cool. And the classic line, which goes from Faversham, which used to run from Faversham all the way up to, I think it was Gravesend, is now been extended from all the way out to Dartford, which is the line that uses the third rail. So massive upgrade, and I've also used a timetable from 2019 instead of 2020, because in 2020 all the services sort of got discontinued, so it seemed a bit empty on that route, whereas now they've tried using a bit of a busier timetable, so that looks good. What else? They've introduced a new route. I can't remember how to pronounce the German route they're introducing, but anyway, there's a new German route, one longest one I made for Train Sim World as a franchise. God, I can't remember the speed, but it's some astonishing speed. High speed, the whole line's high speed. Just crazy. But yeah, dynamic weather. So I don't know if you can set a weather preset anymore. I'm guessing you can sort of set something like weather preset, but you also, based on the time of year you pick, it will give you weather based on that. So if you pick the summer, you can get nice sunny weather normally. Maybe the odd cloud might form and then you might get rain, but it won't start snowing. And then if you pick winter, it might be snowing, and then by the end of your journey it could be sunny again. It's just, which I think is cool, rather than having set one weather preset for the entire journey, so you have to adapt. Oh, you went into Clapham Junction at 30 miles an hour. Yeah, I find that with Train Sim Classic, I always go into Clapham Junction at 30 miles an hour, think, oh yeah, I can stop. Because it's a curved platform, you can't see the ends of that platform. You end up overshooting quite often if you're not careful. Yeah, that is, yeah, I don't like, I do like Clapham Junction, but I just find it a bit of a challenge to stop. So yeah. Apparently there's also a Spirit of Steam upgrade for Train Sim World 3, actually. I don't know what that includes, but I've only really been worried about the South Eastern High Speeds and getting extended to Ashford, and I'm like, wow. Okay. I've been wanting that for a while. Hello? Yeah, I've never tried the 377 on Train Sim Classic, but yeah, I'll take your word for it. I quite like it on Train Sim World 2 on the East Coastway, but on the London commuter or the Brighton main line, the sounds are just really quiet. They're eerily quiet. I don't like it. I think I don't know if it's just me, but they sound okay on the East Coastway, but yeah. Oh yeah, of course it's a GPU. Wow. That would make sense. Yeah, your GPU would probably make sense for your noise you was complaining about. Oh, okay, so you can upgrade the 377 sounds then. I mean, I know you can get add-ons and stuff from third-party sources on Train Sim Classic. I mean, you can get add-ons and stuff for Train Sim World in general from third-party sources, but you can't really get additional routes, and you can't get additional trains. It's really just mods to just try and enhance the game more than it's... yeah. I remember at one point I made a mod for the Great Western Express to try and add passenger information screens, because they weren't working at all. And then when I found out about that mod, didn't exist. Been taken down from the website, so I don't know what happened there. I was gutted when I found out about that. And then Dovetail Games come along and actually fix that issue themselves. And I'm like, so I'm pretty happy about that. But yeah, just some quality of life upgrades I think would just be great. Because obviously they converted it over to a Train Sim. They said if you got it on Train Sim World, we'll convert it over to Train Sim World 2 as part of the preserved collection. But they didn't do a very good job on the Great Western Express in terms of the fact that just those small little details. But when you're a passenger, you rely on them, and it becomes a very big detail, and you think, hang on a minute, I've now got to go look up a timetable online. Or I've got to go and exit to menu, go and look at the timetable, find out when the next train is, and then go back into the game at the same time I've left. Yeah. It was a huge faff to begin with, but they did fix it, so I will give them credit to them for that. So yeah, there's certain things they don't get right straight away, but they did fix it. I'm just surprised that didn't. Yeah, I want to see that new station. In fact, I just want to see this update now. I've been waiting for it. And they haven't brought it out yet. So it'd be good to see that update. Right, anyway, we're most of the way now to Liege, and then once we get there, we'll head north towards Rotterdam. I think it's north. And tomorrow, just giving you a heads up of what tomorrow's going to be like. I will be on Euro Truck Summit too, but on Trucks MP again, which I thought I'd never say. But I only do it when I'm recording, because, yeah, don't... In case anything happens, I always want video evidence that either, okay, I admit that's my fault, or No, it's not my fault. Because I had something that wasn't entirely my fault, and I did pick a big enough gap, and then the person closed it off for me. And then I got in trouble for it. And I couldn't prove myself because I didn't have any video evidence, and it was just ridiculous. Yeah, I'm not asking devs when it will release, but obviously the sooner the better. If any of the devs are listening, the sooner the better. I'm sure I know that anyway. Anyway, we are now approaching the edge. How far out are we in terms of distance? 12.1 nautical miles. We need to find out what the altimeter is at the edge as well. So what was the ICAO Echo Bravo Lima Golf? See if we can try and find it. So nearest airport list, and we'll try and find the edge. There it is. And have we got ATIS?
Liege Airport information, India 1600 Zulu. Wind 048 at 22. Visibility, tree. Sky condition, clear. Temperature, tree 1. Dew point, 10. Altimeter, tree 0.00.
That's
Visual
good.
runway 04 left and ILS runway 04 right in use. Landing and departing runway 04 left and runway 04 right. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back halt short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have India. Liege Airport information, Juliet 1600 Zulu. Wind 048 at 22. Visibility, tree.
I'll just do that for now, and we'll leave it there. Right. Oh, that'll be good. Rain. Oh, hello. Why is the inset map on? Okay. Not too bothered about the inset map. So, yeah. Visibility 3, though. For the edge. I'm pretty sure that that's wrong. But, yeah, I just wanted to make sure I've got new runways in use and the... Yeah. So we've got all that, so we'll go back over to Navigraph and we'll find out what's going on. Please don't crash my simulator. There we go. Right, I thought it was going to crash it then. That would have been even more annoying. So what we'll do is we'll go and look up... actually... Echo Bravo Lima Golf. Okay. No, can we get rid of that? There we go. So, we're not going to be doing that. We're going to just take the approach. Runway 04 left. Oh, hello. We zoomed in way too far there. In fact, actually, I'm going to zoom out. So runway 04 left is there. So what we'll do is we'll have to do a turn to the right and then we'll come in on that line there. And it'll be the leftmost runway. Yeah, I can tell you now the rain would be very much appreciated. Because it's really warm, isn't it? Also, it's basically a different set of people. Just to put it into simple terms. So yeah, we'll start turning to the right. Put our, we'll turn the flight director off, because it's only going to distract me. Last thing you need is a flight director. Those on, and the fuel pump can stay doing what it's doing. I'll just put the mixture to full rich. So there's the airport just down there, I think. Difficult to say. So I'm 2 minutes away, and the distance is 5 nautical miles. Well, 4 nautical miles, sorry. So let's just have a look to see if that is it. No, don't think that would be 4 nautical miles. Okay, I'm not sure. Oh no, it's over there. Yeah, that looks like an airport. There's a runway there. Yeah, I've got it. We have visual, which means we can continue the visual runway. Yeah, at least there's 2 lines rather than 1 to choose from. So yeah, we'll pull the throttle back. Oh, we're climbing. We are about 200 feet above our altitude, the altitude we was cruising at. And we'll pull the throttle back. How much fuel we got? 50%. Or half a tank. So I've only lost about a quarter of a tank since I started flying. Not on that flight. I did another flight before that on the same quarter of a tank. I think the worst case scenario is with FS economy. If you need to make a stop somewhere, you can just make a stop at another airport. Assuming there's another airport available, because I've been flying across Canada before, and now we're in an area where there's no airports. And that can get interesting. When you think, my plane won't make it. But I need to stop somewhere. Otherwise, I've just wasted loads of time on plane's about to run out of fuel. So we'll go flaps 1. Just adds a bit more drag. But that will increase lift slightly. So yeah, I've got visual for runway 04 left. We're too high though. But I've got a plan for that. What we'll do is we'll just do a turn to the left. In fact, no, we'll go flaps 1. Yeah, no. I'm just going to try and leave the throttle on idle so it just sends. I just want to make sure it doesn't get too low. Or too fast. If any of those situations happen, we could potentially. Or too slow as well. Don't want the plane to stall. Also don't want to overspeed because I've got the flaps. Which would break the flaps off, and then that would be. Okay, so we're going to have to do a fast landing. Yeah, we're a little bit low now, but that's fine. We weren't too low though. We're only about 1,000 feet. Another notch of flaps. Another one. Bring the throttle back a bit.
500.
Trim down so it's a little bit less difficult to handle the plane. There we go, we're aligned with runway 04 left. And the runway to our right is 04 right. So it looks like it's 2 terminals. Going over the tree line now. Bit of turbulence is probably from those trees, I'm guessing, or from the grounds, don't know. Seems to be just where that tree line was. I think it might have been those trees creating a bit of turbulence there. And I've got a little bit too much speed to come in. We can just try and... There we go. And we're down. No, it's just a case of trying to keep it on the centre line. So what we'll do is we'll set the trim to take off. Which it roughly is anyway. It's good. Flaps up. And we'll try and find a taxiway somewhere. I've got a little sign there saying Charlie 3 off to our right. So we'll try and take Charlie 3. The other thing we'll do is also use our fuel pump. And we'll also try and turn off the landing light. Bit of braking just to get around this corner. It's quite a sharp turn. And there's a hill there. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, might try and drive past this on Euro Truck Simulator 2 tomorrow. Because you can drive past this airport. In fact, I just realised I've always been wanting to fly into this airport. But I never have. This is a first for me. I've always driven past it on Euro Truck Simulator 2 and just gone, I need to fly there one day. This is the day. Oh god. I've never done this before. Oh great. Don't tell me I've got to go. So we can use either runway for departure, but we've got to use 04 left for arrival. So we've now arrived. Until we've vacated this runway as well, we'll leave the strobe on. And there's the threshold coming up, so we'll get ready to turn strobe light off. And pass the threshold, strobe light off. What we'll do is, in fact, we'll turn right. I might have overshot that taxiway slightly. I have. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and line up with the runway. Because we won't be stopping it for a minute. It's not like an A320 where you have to wait, shut down your plane, offload all your passengers, because you've got 2,000 passengers on board. Very big exaggeration there. It's actually only about 170 is a max with the fly-by-wire. But still, it takes about 4 or 5 minutes on. Well, so it takes about 15-20 minutes normally to load passengers on one of them planes. A bit like one of the planes there to our left. I think that's an A320. Yeah. Getting ready to go there. I think. Don't know. A lot of the planes at the gates are just static models and don't move. Oh, what, they're just past training, or they're struggling to pass training for dispatcher. I remember when I went for dispatcher training, I failed a few times because I kept dispatching on a red. And I did the same thing for guards as well. And unfortunately, my guard training was right in the middle of them changing the way you do training in general. On SCR, so yeah, didn't go down very well. Because they kept changing the way you had to apply for training and stuff, and it just put me off. And then I passed. About a year after my first attempt. Yeah, because I remember that when they first brought out guard. Yeah, I remember when I was guard, I struggled to join because it was a first come first serve join system, and if you had really bad internet, which I did at the time, you just did not stand a chance. The people with really good internet, really good PC, were going to get there first. End of. Because it didn't matter who clicked that button first, it was who could get into the experience first. And also, it was quite a lot of luck as well involved. And then they updated it. So it was then done based on the fact that you could then choose when you want your session to be, if there was places available. But then people would double book and triple book and stuff, and there were issues with that. So I changed it, and now it's basically a case of you pick when you're available, and they'll put you in the next available training session where the space is, and they'll do that bit for you to prevent double booking. And I think that method is much better. But I mean, the only downside up to it is 3-hour time intervals. But anyway, we just finished the flight, so we'll start the new flight. Payload is correct. And the destination, because we do need to set a new destination before we go. No, not flight plan, direct, because we're just doing directs. Because they're quite short flights. This is actually a longer one, the two that we're doing. Echo Hotel Romeo Delta. I could have sworn I set that to Rotterdam. There we go. Yeah, I could have sworn I set that correctly. And any moment now. Just got to sync the data between the two screens. Maybe that's already correct. Don't know. Oh, okay. Me thinking it took a bit longer than that, but obviously not. Yeah. Really, was that long ago that they changed the way it works? Right, well, let's get ready to go. We're almost at the runway anyway. We actually stopped just after the threshold. In fact, there is the runway. Okay. I thought it was a taxiway. So we'll take off. Head to Rotterdam. Yeah. No, that server is full annoying. It wasn't a bug, but it was so annoying. And I think because they got so many complaints in the group war about it, that's the reason why they then updated the training system. I mean, what they've gone with is probably the best thing they can do. Even though I'm not too overly keen. In fact, it's in 3-hour time intervals, but if it doesn't work out, you can always contact someone and say, that time doesn't work well for me, and change it. Anyway, we're up in the air with the flight started. Right, so put the autopilot on. We'll put it onto nav because we're already at a suitable altitude, and vertical speed of about 500 feet. And again, we're not going to go above 2,500 feet. We'll go to 2,500, go up to the altitude of 2,500 feet, and we'll cruise at that altitude. In fact, we could actually probably go up to 4,000 actually for this flight. So that's what I'll set that to. Right, we can get these two off. Fuel pump off. So it's taxi, landing, and strobe lights all off. And we're on our way to Rotterdam. I'm hoping that when the new sim update is coming out, that the FPS on streams and stuff is reduced. No, increased. The stuttering's reduced. Because it's nowhere near as stuttery for me, but it's still, it's not quite as stuttery for me, but it's certainly not what I like to call smooth. It has run better. Back around about sim update 5, it was running smoothly. And then it's just gone, I don't know what they've done, but the FPS seems to have gone. I think they've added too much to it. Saying that, did you install the it's crazy that we were already this high up. I've set that to the wrong vertical speed. I set that to 600. I'll set it to 300 just to lower the nose, try and get some air speeds, and then that nose will slowly come down as the airspeed increases. Just makes it a little bit easier to maintain an airspeed, and then we can always increase the climb rate again, or the vertical speed. So I haven't got a plan for driving to on Euro Truck 20 tomorrow on Truckers MP, but we'll find out. The only thing I'm concerned about is that even though, and I know, what's it called? Ban evasion is against the rules on there, but I'm just confused as to how that I've recreated an account with a different username, but the same email and the same Steam ID, and it still kept my ban on there, as well as my appeal. Considering I deleted my account and all my data should have been anonymised or deleted, so I don't know. But then it's only personal data that's got to be anonymised though. Yeah, and but anyway, something else I might be streaming soon. So I'll probably stop the Train Sim World 2 Tuesday streams soon, because I've only got so many routes, and there's only so many things we can do, because otherwise I'll start duplicating things. And I'd rather prepare for, I just thought Southeastern High Speed on Train Sim World 3 is going to be amazing because of the new lighting effects. With what they're calling the tunnel bloom effect, as well as the new lighting effects with the reflections and stuff. It looks like ray tracing's been enabled. Whether that is ray tracing or not, I don't actually know. Or if that's just something they've added in, and that comes by default, and it's a setting you can just turn on or off. Don't know. But either way, that'll be very GPU heavy, so I'd imagine that's probably a 30 series graphics card. Well, maybe not 30 series, but a 20 series graphics card with RTX. Those reflections, but either way, those reflections do look good, and if you can get that in Train Sim World 3, I'm intrigued to see what the future is for it. I don't know about you, but I'm hoping it lasts longer than Train Sim World 2 has, because even though not ending support immediately, they ended support for Train Sim Worlds not long after Train Sim World 2 was released. I moved everything over to Train Sim World 2. I've got a fear that that's what they're going to do for Train Sim World 3. So they're going to stop support for Train Sim World 2. They might work on the odd patch fix or something for Train Sim World 2, but they won't be making... They'll still make new routes and stuff for it at the moment, but... The good news is that if you get Train Sim World 3 and you own a route, it automatically gets transferred over to Train Sim World 3. And if you've got a route such as Southeastern High Speeds and you get, I don't know, the Spirit of Steam edition, because you haven't got that route yet, because that's what I'm probably going to do if I'm going to get it. You get the upgraded the Spirit of Steam route as well as the upgraded Southeastern High Speed route. Even though you haven't bought the pack that includes the upgraded, but yeah, you get it upgraded for free if you get Train Sim World 3. Which is pretty good. So it's not like you got to buy the whole new route just to get it upgraded. The only thing that's annoying is that I think it's the 465. Please correct me if I'm wrong. The train that you could buy as an add-on for Southeastern High Speed comes for free. Train Sim World 3. It's like, oh, I just bought that. Thankfully, I bought it on a discount. But, you know what I mean? But yeah, Mega Sim talks about it quite a bit, and his explanation for it's probably a lot better than mine. When he was out on a... I mean, what was he doing? He recorded it the day... He recorded a video the day before, whilst on a... whilst at St Pancras International, getting a train to Eastbourne on the Southeastern High Speed route, or the HS1 route going via Ashford. Obviously talking about Train Sim World 3 on the new extension for the Southeastern High Speed in real life. I mean, that is just, yeah. He already knew about it before a lot of people, because he... But... I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, I won't be getting a deluxe edition. That's like... Yeah, it's quite... The deluxe edition is quite expensive, but you get, what is it, 4 days early access if you buy the deluxe edition. if you pre-order it, you get 4 days early access with the deluxe edition. And I think it's also a 10% discount as well if you pre-order. So I'm not quite sure how much it would be with the 10% discount, but I think that's the way it works. I can't remember exactly. But yeah, having lightning effects as well is pretty cool. In fact, yeah, you know, you can customise the weather. I remember now, they said if you turn the slider way up, you get lightning. Which is just crazy. Like, lightning, you know. Yeah. As well as sparks and ice effects and... Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see where it goes. Just hopefully it lasts a little bit longer than Train Swell 2. But yeah, the entire UI has been completely updated. They've introduced a new training centre. Which is good, because I want to understand the, I can't remember the actual signalling thing's name is, but it's on the, it's on the South Eastern High Speed route. I can't remember on these. I can't remember how the signalling works. So it'd be good to get a tutorial on that. It's also good that there's no tutorial after the training centre on every single route about how to drive each train. Just small little things that I think will just make it just a lot better. And also, if you want to just drive a specific train, you can look up a route. You can look up a train and it will tell you all the routes that you can... And then it will give you all the different routes from there. Or if you don't know what train you want to drive, you can just go to a specific route. Still. So you can search by routes, you can search by train. I mean, that's pretty cool. Rather than just the route selection menu straight away. So if I know I want to drive a 377, it's just small little things that I think are but yeah, it releases in just under a month. On the 6th. Actually saying that, was it 2 days early access? Fair. Because sworn it was the 4th. I don't know. Would be good. Anyway, how long until we get to Brussels? Shall we have a look at Brussels? We left Brussels. Rotterdam. In fact, there's Brussels. We've already gone past Brussels. I was going to say, how have we gone past Brussels, but then we took quite a long route and we've just gone north. Still got another half an hour. Or another 63.4 nautical miles. So, making good progress. But yeah, I was going to sell this, was trying to sell this plane I'm flying at the moment, but it just didn't work. Originally priced at 800k, which I knew was probably never going to go anywhere, but I took it way down to about 300k, maybe 250k at the lowest, I think I went. And I thought, if I go any lower than that, I'm not even getting a profit off it. So that's not worth selling. I mean, I could sell it to the bank for 186k or something like that, and it's pretty good, but I would like a better plane than this. Just like a Cessna 208 would be amazing. Goes a little bit faster, carries more passengers. Or a Cirrus SR22, but you need the Premium Deluxe Edition and Microsoft Flight Simulator to do that as well. Or an add-on, if there is an add-on. Yeah, just looking at the scenery. It's just crazy how quick these planes can just get somewhere. But yeah, so when if I do end up stopping Train Simulator 2 streams on Tuesdays, I'll probably on Mondays instead, because that would be a bit better. I could, I'd probably be doing, oh, no, not Sail Away, which is a really good game. Currently got my boat in the middle of the Dover Strait, which goes between Dover and Calais, sailing towards Calais. So I left my local river yesterday. Headed south along the North Sea. And now I'm in the middle of the Dover Strait, so hopefully we can get that to Calais later today, but that would be another good game to stream, but it would take hours to get anywhere. Because it's a 1-to-1 scale version of the Earth, and it uses live weather and time. Might be good to. It'd be one of those relaxing. It'd be quite a nice relaxing stream, now, I'd imagine. So that would probably be good. But I was thinking of Dynamic Ship Simulator 3, because I'm currently trying to get the. I've currently just got the G2 container ship, which costs 3 million. I'm now saving up 8 million for a in-cat catamaran, which can go about 30 knots. It's supposed to be one of the best money-making boats in the game, I think. I say I think, I need to actually double check that. If it isn't, it's the 14 million. You can get the LNG, which is for liquefied natural gas, and that makes a ton of money. together, but I won't be here for a couple of weeks yet. I think I'm only going to be doing one more Train Sim World 2 video, not video stream, on the East Coastway route. Which is quite a nice route. There's a branch there, so you can either pick to go towards Eastbourne, or you can go towards God, I can't remember what it was called now. Where did the East Coastway route go? Let's have a look at the wiki for it, shall we? Seaford, that's where it goes. It goes either towards Eastbourne or Seaford, if you go from Brighton. Or you can go to Lewis, where you can, if you're on a train from Eastbourne and you want to go towards Brighton, you can change over at Lewis, and then you can go get a train that goes from Brighton or down to Seaford. So it goes towards Seaford from there. Or you can go away to Brighton and change there if you want to. Or one of the other stations in between. And Seaford's nice because it's right on the coast. So yeah, that would be quite a nice route. So I don't know what branch I'll be doing yet. Seaford's one's, I think, a little bit shorter, but it has got some nice scenery on it. I mean the Eastbourne branch's got nice scenery on it as well, to be honest. So I'll tell you what would be nice though, is if they extended it did an extension, because I've obviously got the East Coastway, which has Lewis on it, but then also, if you have the Brighton main line, that also goes towards Lewis from the north. So as you're heading south, that can go there, and then you can get a train into Seaford from there. Oh, that'd be really cool. Or go from London Victoria to Eastbourne, which is possible. I don't know if there's actually a train in real life that does that, but you can do that in there. But the network would allow it. Yeah, something the railway network would definitely allow. Anyway, MS Fest, you got some explaining to do? Yeah, that's a bit better. Not much. Anyway, when the scenery doesn't load in properly. So that's brilliant. Different junctions that you can see. Building. I mean, the buildings don't look overly realistic in some places, but the trees. It is just brilliant being able to see all the scenery. Major city over there of some form. North of Brussels, I don't know. Could be anywhere. It's a nice sort of area to fly over. In fact, I might have some other routes from outside the UK on training style too I could do. Because I have got a German route. Need to look into them because I'm only familiar with the British signalling, not any others. That's what I need to familiarise myself. TVM 450 or 430 is one I'd say. Yeah. Amazing views. Yeah, I'm hoping that Microsoft Flight Simulator does improve the frame rates in the new sim update. But apart from that, not much else to say really. Weather's amazing for it though at the moment. You can see just down there, you've got loads of different buildings, trees, fields. Sort of in the middle of nowhere because there's not really anything around. And then all of a sudden you go into a big city and then it's just buildings everywhere. But it's what? It's something major over there in terms of the number of buildings. Looks like a town of some form. Clouds just sitting there. Nice. It's the first cloud I've seen all day, and it's not even a real one. It's a virtual cloud. It's amazing. Yeah. So whereabouts are we? Could you see part of Norfolk and Suffolk from England, just there. In fact, ignore me, that's not Norfolk and Suffolk. That's much further north. That's Kent. Yeah, I need to refresh my geography there a bit. Yeah, because this is probably where Calais is. If Brussels is there. Yeah, and obviously there's France. Actually, no, France might be over here, and then Dover might be, and Calais might be there. Saying that, but either way. Oh, maybe it was not. I don't know. Because that's Kent there. Because there's Norfolk and Suffolk. It was Norfolk and Suffolk then. Anyway, there you go. Oh, that's how you get your cursor. I was wondering how I did it. All this time I've been thinking I've been limited to what the zoom does. Well, I can just get the cursor and move. Wow. Certainly gives you a lot more freedom. Anyway, coming up to Rotterdam. I was going to say it must be Frankfurt, but it's not. I'm guessing Amsterdam's just a bit further north. Yeah. About 15 minutes away from Rotterdam. Not too far now. So yeah, once we get to... can't wait to get to Rotterdam. It's just a line at the heading bug. Heading. There we go. We're going that way slightly, I think. It's because the wind's blowing us slightly. What is the wind speed? 12 knots. Not heavy wind speeds, but we're quite light aircraft, so it affects us more than a larger aircraft. I was thinking 12 knots, surely that shouldn't be affecting us that much, but it's like being in a 20 knot wind in a commercial airliner. Because it's lighter, it can easily be blown a bit easier. Yeah, I've got a river in front now. Can't wait to get to that. Wind farm down there. Yeah, it's obviously blowing quite a bit because they're moving. Loads of planes. They all seem to be moving a lot faster than me. And that's perfectly acceptable when I'm at Cessna and they're all probably commercial. But yeah, I'd imagine I could see them up there. They're either at really low altitude or really high altitude. You can never find them anywhere else. Anyway, about 20 nautical miles away from Brussels. So it should mean that we won't be too far away from landing. There go a few wind farms down there. Well, a few wind farms, a few wind turbines, and a wind farm down there. My only question is, do they make noise in MSFest or not? That'd be good if they do. Yeah, got this river coming up off our nose. I might just try and get the plane a little bit more throttle. We haven't been using the full amount of throttle we could have been using for the flight, so we'll give it a little bit more. We're only going to get a couple of extra knots out of it. Nothing major. We're doing about 109, 108, 109. Probably increase the RPM slightly. There you go. There you go, the knots will increase. There we go. Eight minutes to go. So shall we have a look at the ATIS for Echo Hotel Romeo Delta, so we can know what runways to expect and the altimeter, so we don't overshoot, because that would be good. So what is it? Echo Hotel Romeo Delta. So we'll have a look at that. Rotterdam, there we go. And ATIS.
Rotterdam Airport information Alpha 1700 Zulu. Wind 048 at 12. Visibility 6. Sky condition clear. Temperature 30. 2.10. Altimeter 30.00. ILS runway 06 in use. Landing and departing runway 06. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact. You have Alpha.
Okay, so we have Alpha. Altimeter is correct. ILS runway 06, but we're going to do a visual, because they've only got only got one runway in use there, so we'll just do a visual. Because it also said landing and departing runway 06, which is what we'll go with. So what we'll do is we'll have another look at Navigraph again. Not loading flight, great. What flight's it loading? None, good. So I don't really want that Okay, so we'll go to approach, runway 06. We'll just go ILS or LOC. And that is a perfectly good warning to have. It just means that we're basically not close enough to the airport to be found. So your runway 06 comes from the southeast, and you head northwest. No, sorry, the southwest, and you head northeast. All aviation charts always have north facing, at north at the top of the chart. So we'll just put that to the side for a minute. There we go. So we're now in the chart zone. So I probably want to aim for that point there, where my cursor is. So what we'll do is we'll change from nav mode to heading mode, which I just used to use my honeycomb Bravo, which is just amazing. There you go. Okay, just a couple of degrees, that should be enough. So, as you can see on the... oh god, what have I done there? As you can see on the Garmin, down here, that's Brussels Airport. Or, not Brussels, Rotterdam. That's where we're heading. We're currently 8.8 nautical miles out, and we're about 4 minutes out. So, that's where we're aiming. I know where the runway is. We can use that as a reference now. We can get rid of that. And what on earth is... There we go. So we know that it's down there somewhere. There it is. So yeah, we're going to overshoot the airport if we're not careful. So it's just... Yeah, we don't know. Do what I did at Liege, if I can help it, which is where I had to do a circle back around to the runway. If we have to do that, that's fine. But don't want to do it because it just means that it takes a bit longer to land. But yeah, what we'll do is we'll get the lights that we need on. So it's those, and the fuel pump on, just to make sure we don't stall the engine on the ground or anything. I want to keep that fuel moving because in the air you got the vacuum from the engine. But when using lower throttle settings, it's potential it could stall. At these lower RPMs if the fuel isn't being pressurised. So yeah, we're now descending, passing 3,000 feet. Bring the speed down a bit more. In fact, I'm just going to idle. Throttle. No, that's... Okay, still fine. Amazing views. Let's get his Rotterdam. Amazing city. I think that's the airport just there. We lost a visual, but yeah, it's just there to my right. 2,500 feet. We're sort of in that white arc. Could just go ahead and introduce one notch of flaps. Then what I'll do is I'll introduce a couple more in a moment. Once the airspeeds come down enough, we can go to notch 2. And that means we can now start pitching down a bit more. In a moment we'll go to notch 3. And we've just about halved our altitudes there. So yeah, there you go. There's the airport. Nope, sorry. Right. There's the airport. Yeah, so trying to use these flaps here to try and reduce the glider ratio of the plane to try and just get the altitude down. But we've got to go careful because we've got to stay in that white arc. That's pretty better, white arc there. Whereas that's just a line. But traditionally you'd use dials, but things have moved digital these days. I mean, everything's now using Garmin. I mean, you don't have to use a Garmin version of this plane. I might next week use the old style Cessna. With all the old autopilot systems and stuff, which is a lot more limited than this also. Well, I say it's a lot more limited. It's just the autopilot isn't done through here or here. You have to do it. You have a couple of screen. I can't remember the layout, to be honest. In fact, yeah, you'd have all your gauges on your pilot sides, and then you'd have on the co-pilot side, you'd have all your navigation, your autopilot, so you'd have your GPS, you'd have all of your radios, all that's on the co-pilot side
500.
in the old style Cessna, which on this Cessna it's all on both sides. The only thing is all your engine information is on the right, and you've got your artificial horizon on your left and all your speeds and all that, which the pilot needs to know. But you can have an inset map as well on this Garmin. Yeah. But you can easily see the co-pilot screens. Anyway, we're just about coming for the landing here at Brussels, runway 06. Oh no, Rotterdam, runway 06, sorry. Wrong airport. I took off from Brussels about just about an hour and 45 minutes ago. Then went to Liege, now we're here at Rotterdam, where we'll be stopping idle. And we'll just try and keep this floating. I'm going to miss the touchdown zone, aren't I? Nice, we're down. Yeah, the fuel's a little bit lower than what it was earlier, but it's fine. Nothing out the blue there indicating a fuel leak. It just means that we've just used a bit of fuel. Yeah, we was about 20. I was about 20 when I began today. Now we're on well, we was on about 40. So both left and right tanks were on 20. So 20 plus 20 is 40. Whereas now they're both on 10 each, so that's 20 now in the tank. So that's about 20 gallons of fuel. So yeah, I'm going to have to get that refueled before I do another flight. But fuel's pretty cheap. Assuming there's a spot here, a place here to get fuel. And we'll turn right here onto the taxiway.
Hello.
Right, we have arrived into Rotterdam. Getting a little bit of power there just to gain a bit of speed. What we can do, because I've forgotten to do this, is turn off the strobe, turn off the landing light, and that's all good for now. We'll head to a gate. It's quite a small airport here, so it shouldn't be too hard to find one of them. Because if there's no general aviation, we'll just park in a commercial stand. Just pull the throttle back a bit. Just arrived just in time for sunset now. Because all those aircraft on the right Garmin unit, showing all the planes that entering and departing Amsterdam.
Rotterdam ground Transavia 5055 requesting pushback.
Oh, Transavia
5055 pushback request accepted.
Transavia 5055 is about to depart. So we'll bear that in mind. We'll just idle the throttle now. And we'll probably go around that corner. Or is that general aviation in front? No, hang on. Maximum wingspan. We can ignore those, because well, the commercial plane can get down here, we can. That's the way I look at it. Oh, in fact, there's a few hangars over there, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just put a bit of throttle down and get over there.
Rotterdam ground Transavia 5055 requesting the end of pushback. Transavia 5055 request to end pushback received.
Yep.
Rotterdam ground Transavia 5055 with Bravo ready to taxi IFR.
Oh, that's a Concorde.
Transavia 5055 taxi 2 and hold short of runway 06 using taxiway. Contact tower on 118.205 when ready.
Oh, that works out perfectly. Let's go. Might go ahead and snake down here.
Taxiing hold short runway 06 via taxiway Transavia 5055.
Yeah, this looks like a general aviation spot, doesn't it? Based on the fact there's just hangars here and it's the end of a taxiway. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll put into this area here. cut the throttle, and that will do. So now parked up, what we'll do now is we'll turn off the taxi light. That's gone through on FS economy. So what we could do, turn off the fuel pump because we want to stop the engine. Pull the mixture. Turn it off. I should have turned off the turn off that first. Magnetos are all off. Last things left is beacon and nav off. We can put that back on now. Since all our exterior lights are off. And we'll turn off the avionics and the batteries. And now all those gyros are now spooling down. Yeah, welcome to Rotterdam. And yeah, been amazing. Can't believe we went to Liege for the first time today. Never been there before. Nice. Rotterdam I've never been to before, and I think Brussels I've been to once on X-Plane 11. So yeah, definitely new to me. These two new airports that we visited. So that's a great thing about FS economy. Visit all these new airports. I'll never think about visiting. I go, oh look, that's a good route. It gives me a lot of money and it's short distance. Brilliant. And then I end up realising where I'm going, and then I'm like, oh, actually, this is quite a nice. Quite glad I did that. So definitely get to visit these nice places that you wouldn't think about visiting. So definitely going back to the edge again though. 2 runways there. Even though it's a small airport, it's just a nice one. But it does look huge on Euro Truck Simulator 2 though. Apparently I've still got 1 person sitting on a plane, okay. Random. So yeah, tomorrow's the Euro Truck Simulator 2, so I'll try and find out where my truck is and find a route for it. But yeah, apart from that, I will speak to you all again. I think it's tomorrow. Hopefully it is, and I'm not lying. Let me just double check that. It is. And apparently Sunday's SCR. So yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So yeah, tomorrow's Euro Truck Simulator 2 will be on Truckers MP. And then SCR day after. Apart from that, I will speak to you all again. Well, I'll speak to you again tomorrow then. Until then, enjoy the rest of your evening or morning, whatever it is. And I'll see you on Euro Truck Simulator 2 tomorrow. Until then, goodbye.